all morning. The Fox 61 Morning News starts now.
And right now at 6 o'clock, New Haven's police chief setting out a new vision for the department and the city amidst recent incidents within the department.
Calls are growing for more action to be taken against a man who's accused of pushing a child off his bike in Deep River. What charged community leaders want to see added against him.
Also, breaking news in the United Kingdom. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson said he will step down after calls from his own cabinet to resign.
Good Thursday morning. A lot going on. We're glad you're with us and starting your day off here at Fox 61. I'm Erica Arias.
And I'm Tim Lammers, hoping for sunshine as bright as Erica's dressed today. Here's hoping we're going to get it, right?
Well, I have a feeling we are.
Yeah.
I have a feeling as we take a live look here, checking out the view of New Haven and Mohegan Sun. We're checking in with Matt. Good morning to you.
That is a great, you look lovely. That is a color that you don't see very often.
That is a summer color.
Right?
Wow.
Absolutely.
Call it my highlighter dress.
Well, see, I'm glad you said that.
You didn't want to say it. It's okay.
I thought
it's my highlighter dress.
We could just highlight the forecast with the dress. So It's very nice. Oh, it's lovely. We have a forecast that is starting lovely. Remember yesterday? Remember how muggy it was yesterday, and then it dried up throughout the day? Well, today we're starting dry, and we're going to muggy it up. Rain and mugginess back for Friday, but really not looking for really a lot of either one. We've downgraded the opportunity for rain in the forecast, and we are still holding on to a 4-star weekend. Temperature 64 degrees, 60 in Hartford, 67 in New Haven, another 64 in Groton. Here are your dew points. Can't we just bottle this up? If the worst we have is the lucky 61 on the shoreline, we are doing just fine, and the humidity tracker shows that we're going to keep it marginal for now. It will tick up towards the end of the day. Just some rain down to the south. We have a flow out of the north and east that will become southeasterly later on the day, and that will start to bring back the moisture. Temperatures only getting to 80 degrees, a little more in the way of cloud coverage, a little less in the way of temperatures. What we got for the weekend? We will highlight that coming up in just a few minutes. Lauren Zenzi will look at the traffic, roads and rails and the stuff at the, what am I missing? The planes.
The
Planes, of course. Planes, trains, and automobiles. What you got?
Yes. Good morning, Matt. Good morning, everyone. 6:02 here in the Fox 61 CTDOT Traffic Center. We're following one crash right now out of Southington. Let's bring you right out to it. This is on I-84 on the eastbound side. 2 lanes are blocked as of right now. This is an overturned motor vehicle. Only 1 lane is open as of right now, and you can see by these live pictures, traffic is pretty much at a standstill. I only can imagine that it will continue to get worse throughout the morning, but we are working to get more information on that crash. Let's take a look out in the capital city area. Weathersfield, I-84, I-91, Route 2, all looking good this morning. And as we take a look in Rocky Hill, construction has cleared and things are looking good right there. Traffic will take you about 7 minutes to get on I-91. We'll check in on the rails and the skies coming up in just a little bit. But for now, guys, back to you. Good morning.
Thanks. Good morning to you, too. All right, let's get you to that breaking news from London. Prime Minister Boris Johnson has agreed to resign. His office, 10 Downing Street, confirmed that news, saying the official announcement is coming later today. Earlier this week, Johnson did push back a bit on calls to step down amidst a rise in criticism over several ethics scandals. More than 40 ministers within the British government quit and urged him to quit as well.
6:03 now, and just one day after New Haven swore in a new police chief, he and other city leaders are going to be announcing some changes for the department.
Yeah, Fox 61's Julia LeBlanc joins us now live outside the New Haven PD. Good morning to you.
Hi, good morning to you. Yeah, Chief Carl Jacobson, the mayor and the chief administrative officer are not wasting any time here. Literally less than 24 hours ago, Chief Jacobson was sworn into his new role as police chief after serving as the assistant police chief for years. And this morning, they are hosting an event right around 10 o'clock to announce some new initiatives that they plan to put in place for the police department. One of those initiatives we are expecting are changes to the rules about seatbelts in their prisoner transport vans. Now this after a state police investigation has been launched into the serious injury of a man who was hurt in the back of a New Haven PD transport car. 36-year-old Richard Randy Cox is paralyzed after that incident. Police have said the van he was in did not have a seatbelt, but it did have a strap that people can grab onto. They've since installed one into that van. Now, Chief Jacobson has made it very clear the actions by the officers in this scenario were outside of protocol, and he's doing everything in his power to make sure this doesn't happen again. He says this is his top priority right now.
Rebuild community trust. With the recent incident with Mr. Cox, we need to rebuild community trust and move on from that and show our community that that's not who we are, that we are the police officers that walk a beat, help them with every problem, and that we care.
Now, in the meantime, the NAACP has organized a march for tomorrow, calling attention to the actions by the 5 New Haven police officers involved in this case who are now on paid administrative leave. And when that happens, again, a march happening here right outside of police headquarters tomorrow night on Friday, the mayor and the chief say they plan to be here standing, waiting for those people to march right up to them and welcome them and accept their calls for change. We are live in New Haven. Julia LeBlanc, Fox 61 News.
Julia, thanks. We will check back throughout the morning. Well, meantime, this morning, new for you here. 2 people are facing charges accused of using a paintball gun in 2 separate incidents. 2 men specifically. Police say the first incident happened at about 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon on Franklin Street in Norwich. The victim told police that a minivan pulled up alongside him and then fired shots at him. An hour later, a motorcyclist reported a similar incident happened on Market Street. Surveillance video captured that incident and helped lead officers to the suspects. Well, it was a very frightening 4th of July for shelter dogs in New London. An animal control officer says someone shot dozens of fireworks off right next to the shelter. Now, the morning after it happened, he found fireworks debris all around the building and even on the roof and inside the kennels where the dogs are held.
The callousness and cruelty to light off fireworks right here, and especially once they start hitting that building, maybe the first one was a mistake, but everyone they fired after that, they knew what was going on. And you can hear the dogs barking, and I'm sure they were going crazy.
That's horrible. Now, fortunately, none of the 12 dogs inside, none of them were hurt, but unfortunately there are not any surveillance cameras in or around the shelter. The community is offering donations to purchase cameras now.
Activists are calling from a man from Deep River to face hate crime charges after he was accused of pushing an 11-year-old boy off of his bike and telling him to get out of town. 48-year-old Jamison Chapman currently faces charges of 3rd-degree assault and risk of injury to a child. And that all happened after this video emerged of 11-year-old Daniel Duncan getting pushed off his bike. Now, the Reverend Dr. Boise Kimber stood alongside Daniel's mom yesterday to push for more to be done.
Why did he have to single out this one biracial black individual? We feel as though this is more of a hate crime than it is a risk of injury to a young kid.
Now, Fox 61 did reach out to the state's attorney's office to see if prosecutors are considering hate crime charges, and we are waiting to hear back. All right, 6:08 now. Let's get you up to date with some fires that happened across the state recently. In Norwalk, 9 people were forced out of their apartment complex on Eli Avenue after it caught fire last night. It took crews about a half an hour to get things under control, and so far there have been no reports of injuries, nor have any reports on how the fire started.
In South Windsor, just after 10 o'clock last night, crews responded to a house fire on Smith Street. Sadly, 2 dogs died in that fire. Crews say the family was out at the time and returned home to find out that their house was on fire. Neighbors and family tried saving the dogs inside before crews arrived. No word yet on what sparked that fire. And in New London, the fire marshal says a fire over the weekend was intentionally set. This happened on Rosemary Street Saturday night at an apartment building. 2 firefighters were injured and the building was significantly damaged. Police are offering a $25,000 reward now for information leading to an arrest.
The U.S. Attorney's Office in Connecticut accused a Hamden man of mailing more than 100 threatening letters to judges, public officials, journalists, and other people. The office said 43-year-old Garrett Santillo has already been convicted and sentenced on similar charges 3 other times. This year, he could be facing, this time, he could be facing 10 years in prison. The office said he specifically threatened to kill people in several of those letters.
A Hartford man is due in Manchester court today to face charges of abusing and strangling a child. 32-year-old Jesus Manuel Figueroa is accused of sexually abusing a minor. He's being charged with 7 counts of sexual assault, 7 counts of impairing the morals of a minor, and 1 count of strangulation. Figueroa is currently being held on $750,000 bond. The State Office of Health Strategy denied Hartford Healthcare's application to permanently close the maternity ward at Windham Hospital. The hospital says it's now reviewing its legal options. Advocates have fought the closure, claiming it will impact women's health care in the region, calling for obstetric services to return. The hospital says declining birth rates have made it harder to attract obstetricians to that facility. An attorney for the man accused of killing his mother at sea is asking a federal judge to release him from jail while he awaits his trial. Nathan Carman pleaded not guilty back in May to the charge against him. He's accused of killing his mom on a fishing trip in 2016 as part of a plot to inherit millions of dollars. Carman's lawyer says that he is not a flight risk or a danger to the community.